Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Klash Southern USA Pro Bikini and Pro Masters Bikini results. This was a fabulous show, and I have to say, some of the most beautiful turquoise bikinis I have ever seen. So good. Now, in terms of Olympia, only the open division will qualify for the 2024 Olympia. The Masters girls have their own Olympia and their own qualification system. So, for the Olympia, it is last year's top 3 who are automatically qualified, and then the top first place number 1 girl of each open contest within the qualification period also gets to go to the Olympia. So, let's take a look at the scorecard. Here is Open Bikini. In first place, Maria. Second, Yulia. Third, Brittany. Fourth, Kate. And fifth, Kimberly. And when you look at the scores, it was a clear win for Maria, but very close. Only 1 point difference between second and third place. So let's begin with Kimberly in 5th. I love this suit on her. I think it is such a pretty color. It complements her skin and her hair, the coordinated makeup. I think she looks really beautiful. Her conditioning is gorgeous. The line coming down her leg looks stunning. Lots of detail on the back leg. Nice abs. She's got crazy good definition, and her shoulders look amazing. Lean, tight, well outlined delts. I think she just looks amazing. This is a really good look for her. She's posing really well. I wouldn't mind if this arm was a little bit less outwards, if it could just fall a little bit straighter down towards the glute, but I do understand that she's got to do whatever she can to not block the glute with her arm. The other thing that I noticed, and this could just be the way that Kimberly has to pose for complementing her shape and to make her glute pop and to do what she's got to do to really get the judges to look at what she wants them to look at. But I do find when I compare her to the other girls, I do notice a curve to the front of her body. So this line that goes down the middle of her abs has like a curve in it, and her obliques are almost slanted. I would love to see what Kimberly would look like if that line was more straight, if the obliques were more straight up and down. So just a little bit more of an inwards pull of the midsection. And I wonder if that wouldn't help you to see even more width to her upper body rather than this curvature of the front. Maybe that doesn't make any sense to you, but you might see it when you compare the photos in the lineup. But again, that might be exactly what she has to do to just complement her body the best. So it's just a minor thing that I noticed. I think overall she looks really amazing. Great conditioning, beautiful colors, great size, good balance too. So I think this was a fabulous look for her. All right, next in 4th is Kate. Stunning. The first thing I noticed was her suit and just how beautiful the crystals look. They seem like they're a larger size of stone, and it's really nice on her top in particular. I think the suit looks really beautiful with the cool tones, with her hair. Her makeup is very subdued. Just a gorgeous overall look. I think she's got really nice conditioning. I love the obliques. I love her flat midsection. You can see what I mean when I was mentioning the midsection about our last competitor. Kate stands nice and upright. So her stomach looks really flat, and the oblique is a nice straight line going right up. Beautiful detail into her leg, this groove by her glute, the line down her quad. I wouldn't mind if there was a little bit more detail coming through in the back leg, and even a little bit more detail in the arms. Like if you could see that nice triangle shape in the delt a little bit better, I would love that. I don't think she was quite in her pose in this photo. Certainly the arm could be a little bit more relaxed, but it's just one photo. I don't think she was quite there yet. But overall, I think she's got a really great look, just a little bit more conditioning to make the lines sharper, and wow, she'd be unstoppable. Okay, next in 3rd place is Brittany. Beautiful. Her shoulders are amazing. Great size, great curvy shape, Beautiful detail in the bottom of the delt. That line looks nice and sharp. She's got some good leanness in the upper body. So you have, she just looks really muscular. You see all those beautiful curves in her arms. I love how she poses the back arms. So the curve of the delt in the back is still maintained. I think she's got really good overall balance between how curvy and muscular her upper body is compared to how curvy and muscular her lower body. Like, just overall, she looks really good, really polished. Her tan is gorgeously rich, particularly on the legs, though I do wish that the darkness that we see here kind of carried through into the arms. I feel like her chest and the lats are kind of a lighter shade than the legs. I think her conditioning looks amazing. Really good line down her legs, some nice detail in the back leg. Her stomach is super flat and smooth. Normally I would say to put the hair to the back so that nothing is obstructing the delt, but I almost wonder if that's not strategic, just to kind of take your attention away from the delt so you're not overly drawn to her upper body and you kind of flow over her physique without stopping at the delts too much. Maybe it's a theory, maybe not, but I don't mind it on her. I think it softens the upper body, all those muscles, and just makes you really look at her silhouette, which I think is fabulous. She's got a tiny waist. She's got gorgeous curves. Her posing is fantastic. I really like how her arm just gently falls to her side. She's very upright. She's very triangular in the width to the narrowness of her waist. I think she just looks awesome. And of course, that turquoise suit, love it. Okay, next in second place is Yulia, and she looks amazing as well. Beautiful red suit. She's got gorgeous makeup, though I think she could have done even more of a red lip myself rather than this mauve tone, but it is very pretty. I'm particularly loving the detail in her legs. I think she has gorgeous lines coming through, outlining her quad. The back leg, the quad sweep looks amazing. Lots of detail into the muscles of the legs as well. Great curve to the glute. When I compare her to our first place winner, I do feel like she could have a little bit more curve to the hamstring, and that could be as simple as just playing with the placement of this foot just to allow us to see the curve, because she clearly has some really good size in her legs. But I wouldn't mind just a little bit more of that bubbly look to the hamstring in this front leg. I think she has an extremely small midsection, beautiful obliques, nice upper body, not overpowering. It's just really good curves. I feel like the definition in her lower body is a bit sharper compared to the definition in her upper body. You really notice the lines here, whereas there's not quite as much of that sharpness in the upper body. So I don't know if that's a lighting thing or if the tan could be a bit darker or a bit more gloss up into the delts. But overall, I still think she looked stunningly beautiful. She always does look beautiful. And she's posing really nicely also. Her arm is coming down at a nice angle. You really see the shape of her glute beautifully. And a nice position of this back arm. So her shoulders are good. They're very level. She looks tall, upright, and just gorgeous. And now in first place is Maria. Stunning. Her legs are something else. I just love how round and curvy she is, right down to the calves. I think she's got a really good way of standing. Her foot is very forward, so it really shows off this overall silhouette just beautifully. She's got a very muscular core, the obliques, the ab definition is really good, but still very small and pinched in waist compared to this wide lat. Absolutely beautiful. I don't love how her arm is kind of curved. I feel like if she could just let the hand fall a little more naturally down, it would show off the curve of the delt a bit better. But that's kind of it. I think she really nailed it. Her conditioning is great. Her tan color is really rich and dark and beautiful. She's got gloss everywhere you need it to show the delt, to show the top of the oblique, to show the glute. She's got a little bit of definition coming through in the back leg. You got a tiny bit of that teardrop showing. Like, she's got softness in all the right places, curves in all the right places, and I think she looks stunning. Again, though, I would have done even brighter of a red on the lipstick, but that's just me. I'm a red lip kind of girl. Okay, so they didn't have official lineup photos. I did my best to try to get the different heights of the girls right. I tried to use the letters on the backdrop as kind of a guide. But you can see everybody looked incredible. Really tiny waists on all of these girls, but Kimberly stands out in that regard to me. Her waistline is so tiny. Maria's legs stand out, the curves in her hamstrings. I think Brittany's curvy hamstrings catch my eye as well. I think the shoulders on Brittany, amazing, really beautiful. The curves on Kate's glute, I think, looks really great. Yulia as well, nice size. But Maria, man, those legs, she just really achieved such a bubbly round shape everywhere you look. Great oblique definition and just a gorgeous overall package. From behind, I think Maria does stand out here. She has an absolutely fantastic width to narrowness of her waist. I like how straight across her shoulders are. You're not noticing traps. On Brittany, I see just a little bit of that triangle coming up, whereas on Maria, I just see this straight line across, and it really comes down narrow to the very bottom of her hair. I think it's just a really, really good look. Kimberly, my goodness, her waistline looks so amazing here, and absolutely stunning definition coming through into her delts in this back pose. I think she looks really good. Yulia, I'm loving the fullness and the roundness in her glutes. I think she's got some really good size. Same with Brittany, really good size as well. Kate, I feel like she's got great size, but the conditioning is just a little bit softer into the tie-ins than on our top three, for example. So I would have liked to see just a little bit sharper the lines. Maybe the tan even being darker would have helped. But I think Maria has a lot of width and fullness right into the tie-ins themselves. Very large, very densely muscular, and nice curves into her legs. I think second place doesn't quite have as much of the roundness as we see on Maria. And man, like I said, I just really like that triangle shape and the beautiful overall silhouette. So a great win. And in terms of Olympia, there she is, qualified. Okay, moving on to our Masters 40 Plus. First place, April. Second, Nicole. Third, Fallon. Fourth, Urka. And fifth, Jenny. So here's Jenny in fifth, and I have to say, this is by far my favorite shade of turquoise I've ever seen on a bikini competitor ever. I love it. Such a good suit. It's like the perfect match to my whole backdrop. Amazing. So I think Jenny looks gorgeous. She's got a really nice glute, perfect curve, great size, a tiny waist, lots of good definition in her obliques. But I do think she needs a little bit more width to the upper body. So bigger shoulders, more lats, just so that you have a bit more of that triangular shape so that your eye flows over the S curve and sees the hourglass. Right now, she's quite narrow in the upper body. And even though she has some amazing curves to the lower back and the glute, you don't quite see that pinched in shape so well. So she could work on building a little bit more size into the delts, really opening the shoulder up so that the arm falls straight down, and I think that would be a really fabulous look. But overall, I think she's got a particularly nice lower body. The glutes look amazing. Her skin looks beautiful. Her hair is gorgeous. I love the curls. I love that it's really off her face, so you see her beautiful makeup, her beautiful smile, and it was a great look for her. All right, next and fourth is Urka. gorgeous conditioning. I love the amount of detail you're seeing in her abs. She's got some beautiful outlining of her quad. She also has a really nice glute shape, beautiful small waist. But again, this is another athlete that I feel could have a little bit more width in the upper body. So you see a bit more of that balanced shape between the width of the delt and the width of the glute. Even by really having a bit more fullness and roundness to the delt, I think it would line up a little more with the glute itself. But I think she's got great conditioning, really beautiful abs in particular. I love the color of her suit. You can see she coordinated a little bit with the green in her eyeshadow. I don't think this is really necessary, this little detail here, but I don't hate it. It's just a little bit of extra flair. And you know what? I would also take these straps and pull them up higher if she could. I think she could make the straps come in closer to the smallest part of her waist, and that might even help with the illusion of more width, because your eye would be drawn from the shoulder to the line rather than where it's coming a little lower onto her hip. She could have, honestly, maybe a little more size in the legs as well. So a bit more sweep, a little bit more of that bubbly shape to the hamstring. But overall, I do think she looks really amazing, and it was a great 4th place. Okay, next and third is Fallon. Okay, clearly a more muscular frame, a lot more dense muscle in the delts. The lats in particular really stand out. She's got a lot of muscle in her abs, some detail coming through. The obliques are really chiseled. Gorgeous full glutes and a nice amount of size in her legs. Like, you're seeing the curve of the hamstring, that beautiful roundness to the top of the quad. Just overall, so muscular. She's amazing. I do think that her conditioning, believe it or not, could have been a bit sharper. I feel like we have a nice outlining of this quad, but I would have loved to see a little bit more detail into the back leg and a little bit sharper of a line in the delts. She's got amazing ab definition. The obliques look fabulous, but I wanted to see just a bit more defined muscles in the other parts of her body. Another thing I noticed, particularly in the lineup, is I feel like the suit, her top, could have more coverage. The triangle could be bigger and wider, and I think that would help to even make her upper body look even more balanced and just have a more full shape to the triangles. Maybe you'll notice it in the lineup, but overall, I think she looks... I always like her look. She's just really muscular, very athletic looking, and she looks powerful and strong and beautiful. Okay, next, Nicole in 2nd place. I love her look. Her hair is so bright. Her makeup is soft and delicate and beautiful. Her smile is so white and bright and shining. Like, I'm just drawn to her face. She's got beautiful shoulders. She's got some traps too. Like, she's got some nice size in her upper body, beautiful lats, but mostly I am just noticing how tiny her waistline is. It's just this most amazing curve from delts, beautifully lined up with glute, and your eye is just drawn over her back. She's got amazing definition into the leg. The quads are beautifully outlined. There's a little bit of detail coming through on her back leg. Her abs are so flat, great definition. The obliques are really clear. The delts have gorgeous round shape. And I also really like the way she's posing. I think her arm is falling nicely to her side. She's got that good triangular shape. The suit is a stunning color. It fits her perfectly, and she's just gorgeous from top to bottom. I think she's got a great amount of space between her feet. It does a good job of showing her calf, showing the curve of her quad, the nice fullness in her hamstring. I think she nailed it. She looks really beautiful. And now in 1st place is April. Wow. Suit is beautiful for starters. I love the blue. It comes into an ombre with the white. It's just stunning. Your eye is really pull, to the earrings, to the smile, to her beautiful makeup. She looks gorgeous. She's got such a small waistline. In the lineup, you really notice her midsection. She's got oblique. She doesn't have a ton of ab definition, but it looks good. It's just the right amount of detail coming through without being overly hard and muscular looking. She's got a really great triangular shape because she's got these broad curved delts, really a beautiful upper body, a nice amount of lat, and then it comes into such a small waist before coming into a fairly large glute. And it's a good balance between top and bottom. I think she's got some nice size in the hamstrings, beautiful definition outlining the quad. She's posing really well. There's almost a bit of a twist in her foot to show off the calf, show off the hamstring. She looks amazing. Not the most muscular, not the most conditioned, but just it's a beautiful look. She's soft where she needs to be. She's got the width in the shoulders, the narrow, super tiny waist, and beautiful lines and curves in her legs. All right, so here's everyone side by side. You can see clearly first, second, and third are a little more muscular, particularly in the shoulders. That width of the shoulders coming into the narrowness of the waist is quite striking. I think April's waist is so tiny, particularly the way she's posing. Fallon's waist doesn't look as narrow when you look at the two girls on either side of her. Nicole's waist also looks really tiny, but I think April is just really showing off her proportions beautifully. Here's where I think you might agree with me with the fit of the suit on Fallon, and also with that little bit of more musculature needed in the upper body on Jenny and Urka, just to really get that triangular shape. But I'm drawn to April for sure. I really like the way that her arm is falling. I think she's got a nice level shoulder here, as does Nicole, and overall just beautiful lines. Nicole has some great conditioning as well, really good outlining of this quad, and everybody looks amazing, but the back pose, let's go check it out. Okay, so here's the back pose. April does look sensational. I think she's got some really good glute ham tie-ins here. Nice definition coming into the hamstrings. Nicole beside her glutes don't look as lean as April's. I wonder if that's because of how much fabric April has in her bottom compared to Nicole. Hers is more skin showing, whereas April, it's more fabric, and it looks good. I like the more fabric on April's frame. I think both girls have really nice, beautiful, rounded shoulders, great amount of hair. Fallon is not quite getting as triangular of a look, whether it's the way she's got her elbows. I think she could probably relax those a bit. I like the way April and Nicole, their arms are a little bit more gentle to the sides. And then Jenny and Urka, I think both of them could have had a little bit more detail, a bit more conditioning to show off the glute ham tie-ins a bit better. And Urka, for sure, a bit more curve into the legs. It's very apparent that our top three just have a little bit more size. And overall, just beautiful shapes, though, on all of these women. All right, now for our Masters 50 plus. In first place, Monica, second, Lori, and third, Deborah. So here's Deborah in third, another stunning turquoise suit. I love it. This show is amazing. She looks beautiful. Really nice size in her legs. I think she's got some gorgeous hamstrings. I like in particular this groove she has here on the side of her glute. She's got some great calves. She's posing really nicely also to show off the muscles of the back leg. She's keeping her shoulders nice and level, but I do think she needs more conditioning. More lines coming into the quads. I think her midsection could have a bit more detail in the abs, a little bit more of that outlining of the delts. But still, she's got a really gorgeous look. Her tan looks nice. Her makeup looks beautiful. The suit, of course, I love. And just a great third place overall. Next is Lori in second. Beautiful delts. She's got some nice detail coming into the bottom of the delts, so you see that beautiful separation into the different muscles of the arms, and a gorgeous curve to her glute. She's got a really nice silhouette. I do think she needs a little more size in the legs. She could have a more curve into the quad sweep, a little more curve into the hamstring as well. And posing wise, I feel like she is too, she's got her shoulder too much to the back. If she could pull this shoulder a little bit out more towards the front and this shoulder more towards the sides and open up the upper body, she'd be able to get that triangular look into her upper body, coming into that nice tiny waist, and it would give more of an hourglass. Right now, it's quite narrow in the top compared to her bottom. So just a little bit more twist in the posing, I think would look fantastic. I like her suit. It's a deeper turquoise with that dark background color. It looks really good. And just overall, she looks really awesome. A great second. And now in first is Monica. Beautiful posing. She's doing it perfectly. Shoulders are nicely angled, so you see the curves of the delts. You see all that beautiful definition with that little bit of outlining, her lat, her tiny waist. Really nice look at her glute, and beautiful legs. She's got a good curve into the quad. On both legs, you're seeing that sweep. I think she could have a little more bubble to the hamstring, but overall, she's got some nice size in the legs. It's good proportion with her gorgeous glute, and a really nice way of posing to show off that triangular shape in her upper body. Her suit is stunning. It's a gorgeous, vibrant blue. Looks great on her skin, but it also looks really good with the background. Great smile, beautiful lipstick, nice light hair to draw your eyes to her beautiful makeup and face. I think she looks great, and a gorgeous tan. I love how dark and rich her skin is. All right, so here are the girls side by side. You can see Monica is doing a really good job of showing off the hourglass shape. She's got the width in the shoulders, the narrow waist, and the good curve to the glute. Lori needs to have a little more twist to show off the width in her upper body, and Deborah needs a little more conditioning to show off the detail of the muscles. So Monica, to me, did a really great job, but overall, all three of these women looked really beautiful. And then from behind, gorgeous. Some nice size on Monica. I think her glutes look nice and round and full. I would have loved to see a little bit more detail into the tie-ins. I think Lori has some really nice sharpness there. Beautiful delts on Lori. I think she's got a lot of leanness here in her upper back. Same with Monica, some nice size and curve into the delts. Really nice small waistlines on all of these women. Deborah, I do think she has some great size. Her glutes are fabulous, but just a little bit more sharpness into the conditioning so you can see the tie-ins a little bit more. Overall, an amazing, amazing master's class. So that's it for this recap. There are 2 more to come from last weekend, and there are 2 shows coming up this weekend. So make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at turquoise toffee.